and the reason why I have just this understanding for people that get themselves in a situation is like trauma is a real thing, right? And like it's not something that like a lot of doctors talk about or like, you know, diagnose. They want to tell you everybody's crazy. I have depression or bipolar, but they're not talking about like what leads to things like that. You know, a lot of people face trauma in childhood. So it's like when you're like, I guess, a child and you're helpless, you know, a lot of things is like out of your control, right? It doesn't necessarily is your fault. You know, if you're like molested or abused as a child, if you've been through like, you know, poverty as a child, you have to struggle, like that's not necessarily your fault. You know what I'm saying? That was the environment you grew up in, but that is another, like, that's like a bullet you have to bite, right? Like, this is my life. This is who I am. This is where I come from. This is what I, you know, received. And it's like, you learn from each of those, even if it is painful, even if it has been abuse or trauma from childhood. You have to realize, like, God gave me this path for a reason. When all else fails, the best answers I've ever gotten in my life is God.